Guys, welcome to Red Balloon Films and welcome to Movie Talks. I want to talk very briefly about the new HBO series coming out as part of the DCU, Green Lanterns, or Lanterns, as it's called. And this series is starting to look unbelievably good. There's talk that this is the true detective of the DCU, that it'll be gritty, it will take place on Earth, and at the moment we have not seen much except for a single shot of Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart walking down a street with the rings on their fingers. This looks like it could be brilliant, but it also may not be. There are things that could be concerning. For instance, when we think about the Green Lanterns, and when I think about the Green Lanterns, what I really think about is the galaxy, right? And you think about James Gunn, he created Guardians of the Galaxy, right? He created the world of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the universes, Nowhere. He created the Infinity Stone saga. I know a lot of people want to put the Endgame Infinity War down to the Russo brothers, but it was actually James Gunn who built out the world and the universe and the Infinity Stone saga in itself, right? I thought Lanterns and the Green Lantern series or the Green Lantern movies would be a spectacular launching pad for the DCU cosmic universe. There is so much with regards to the cosmic universe within DC that you could, the lore of Oa, where the Lanterns are from, right? That we saw in the original Green Lanterns movie that we've seen with Ryan Reynolds. It wasn't that great, but the cosmic side of that film was brilliant. It was really only the stuff on Earth that wasn't great. And that's where I'm concerned. The fact that this Lantern series is taking place on Earth as opposed to in other planets. Like, for me, the Green Lanterns could be like the Mandalorians, right? When you think of Star Wars, right? When the Mandalorian came out, the one thing I loved about it was that it wasn't to do too much with Star Wars lore, with the Skywalker saga. It was its own things, expanding the different worlds within Star Wars. And I thought that's what the Lanterns could be, right? They could be off-world, spreading out through the cosmos as these protectors. And they could be like Mandalorians, or even, obviously, they're akin to Jedi. Everybody knows, like, the Jedi, they have the Force. You've got the Green Lanterns, they have the rings and the power of will. But instead of it being something as a vehicle that they're using to expand the cosmic universe of DC, they're just kind of bringing it back to Earth. Now, Earth already has Superman, Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Ultraman, loads of different superheroes, Hawkgirl, so no doubt Hawkman. There's probably going to be the Flash at some stage. You've got Batman that exists there, with Brave and the Bold coming out in a few years, right? There's a lot of stuff on Earth. The Lanterns probably don't need to be there. Now, we know nothing about the story. We know nothing about how great it's actually going to be. Apparently, they're going to use Lanterns as a vehicle towards the big bad. That they're investigating a series of crimes or deaths that are suspicious on Earth. And with the DCU and the Superman movie, we kind of know that Earth is like, it's got a lot of metahumans on it, right? And it's got a lot of different species on it. So it's not like, with Man of Steel, the way Superman was the only hero and then others kind of revealed themselves or came around. And it's not like the MCU where we had Captain America kind of stuck in ice for a few decades, and then Iron Man kind of came about, and then Thor showed himself, and then Captain America got unfrozen, and all of a sudden these heroes came together. The DCU is starting off, boom, heroes exist, right? This is a world with a universe out there of heroes, right? But I really wish they would have expanded the DC Cosmic Universe using Green Lanterns. I thought that would have been exactly what James Gunn would have done. It would have been in his wheelhouse. But instead, we're getting a series, which I'm looking forward to. Reminiscent, apparently, of True Detective, which, again, looks and feels fantastic. True Detective was one of the first series that made serious actors actually feel that TV could be a place for them. You know, it was one of the original series that really brought in proper movie stars into the TV space. It did it with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, etc. But if this is going to be our True Detective series, the casting of it, as we saw there, looks great, right? Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, a old Hal Jordan, right? A worn Hal Jordan. I think that looks brilliant because we can't have him as a young Hal Jordan. If he was a young Hal Jordan, then we wouldn't have Jon Stewart, right? Because Jon Stewart wasn't around when Hal Jordan was young, right? We wouldn't have Kyle Rayner, right? We wouldn't have Guy Gardner, who's in the Superman movie, right? Because Hal Jordan was one of the first human Green Lanterns. So the fact that he is a old war-weary Green Lantern is a really good step because it allows us to have these other Green Lanterns there. And there's also no reason why we can't go back in time and have a story of a young Hal Jordan cast with a different actor at some point. This opens the door for all of that. Jon Stewart, we have Armin Paris. I haven't seen him in much other than that short, I think it was a Netflix film, as an out-of-towner who comes in. He's a good actor though. He looks great for Jon Stewart. I can't wait to see what he can do for it. But this series, I mean, there's a lot depending on the writing of this. There's a lot depending on the dialogue, you know, because if they're going for a True Detective type investigative series, then, you know, special effects aren't going to be the thing that drives this, right? It's going to be the dialogue, the character interactions, the mystery behind it all that's being uncovered. That's going to be vital to this story. So I'm really hoping they do that well. What I'm also hoping is that in time, we start to see the true lore of the Lanterns. Because there is an entire spectrum of Lanterns, right? We've got the Green Lanterns, who have the power of... They all have the power of will, but theirs is through... what is it? The will. They're fearless. The other Lanterns, though, we've got anger, we've got fear with the yellow rings, anger with the red rings. I think there is the blue ones as well. They're kind of like trust or infinity. Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up here again. Just the Lantern spectrum meaning. Right. Let's have a quick look here at the different fields. Right. So we have red is rage, greed is orange. We've got fear in the yellow. We knew that with Sinestro. We've got willpower, which is the green. Hope is blue. Compassion is indigo. Right? We've got love, which is violet. Right? And that's probably going to be a massive, strong one that could be utilized. And of course, we have death, which is the black one. And I believe there is a white ring. Now, if this is like the White Power Ranger, it'd be fucking awesome. Because who doesn't love the White Power Ranger? In fact, I got the chap just up there, but you can't see him. The white would be... I mean, everybody, if you know anything about science, you'll know that white is what happens when you have all the colors. So it must be the most powerful, and it means life. Right? So it'd be interesting to see if we ever get an amalgamation of all the rings that is white as opposed to the rest. And instead of then having like, you've got your Green Lantern, your Blue Lantern, your Red Lantern, and it's like the Power Rangers, you'll have the White Lantern, which is almost godly. So that'd be awesome. But these are all the different lanterns and all the different powers that they have. And my question is, when will we see these? You know, is Sinestro going to be a Green Lantern, or will straight off the bat he has succumbed to fear and he's leaving that? There is a war story in the Lanterns, right? You've got like the Lantern series is like Blackest Night, where we've seen a lot of things with regards to Hal Jordan and he turns on the Lantern Corps, etc. But there's also a Lantern arc where there's a war going on amongst all the Lanterns. There's so much story to be told across this. And in fairness, other than the series, right? Which, okay, the series could be that the Green Lanterns are in fact the Lantern series, right? Is in fact a True Detective grounded story about the Lanterns, right? That's no problem. Bit blown out there. But what if we get the Lanterns after that like this? Like, think about it. This could be the Star Wars of the DCU. The lanterns are the Jedis. The yellow lanterns are, and the red lanterns are the Sith. And we've got other lanterns with other capabilities. It could be even more intriguing than than Star Wars with simply the Jedis and the Siths, right? And of course you've got like Mandalorians and other bounty hunters and the Hutts and all other lore within Star Wars. I'm not saying Star Wars lacks lore. I love Star Wars, right? But the Lanterns has so much potential and promise within the cosmic universe of the DCU that they could create like a saga of 6, 9, 12 movies simply around the Lanterns and Hal Jordan and other characters within it like Sinestro, right? Sinestro being the bloody Anakin of it all, right? Maybe they'll turn Hal Jordan into the Anakin of it all by using the Blackest Night storyline, or maybe they'll do something different altogether, right? It could be truly insane what they do with this. I'd love to know your thoughts though. So the Lantern series is coming out on HBO. It's already in the middle of shooting. It's gonna star what are the names? It's gonna star our very own Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan. It's gonna star Aaron Paris as John Stewart, and it's gonna take place on Earth. What are your thoughts on that? Are you looking forward to it? Do you think it'll be great? Do you think they're missing a step by not just going into the cosmic universe, or do you think this will be the first step into entering that cosmic universe of the DCU? Love to know your thoughts. Put them in the comment section below. Please like, please subscribe. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I really appreciate it. We have Little Bastard cartoons coming your way very soon, and I hope you like them. These short 1 to 2 minute cartoons are going to have a new format, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.